fabulous orange brownie recipe with you. I'm going to start by measuring out 1.5 cups of flour. I want to level that off because you know when you're baking, unlike when you're just regular cooking, when you're baking it's so important for your measuring to be very precise because baking, it definitely is a formula. So you'll want to make sure that you're very, very accurate. Now I want to measure in 2 cups of sugar. And if y'all think a brownie mix from the grocery store is easy, this is just as easy as if you had a mix. All right, the next ingredient to go in our bowl is 2 sticks of softened butter. So that tells you right off the bat, this is going to be a very, very moist brownie. And I'm going to do about a teaspoon of salt. And now we're just going to crack 4 eggs into our flour, sugar, and butter. And I'm breaking my eggs separately into another bowl because I want to make sure that I don't add a bad egg to the bunch. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of orange zest into our batter. And now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of orange extract. And we're just going to beat these up. Okay, so you can see that this is almost like just a dumping mix. And it's smelling so good. And that's all it takes. You can see it requires very, very little beating. And our batter is together just that quick. And look at that pretty batter. You can see the pieces of zest in it. And it tastes wonderful, y'all. Now I'm going to put this into a 13 by 9 by 2 baking dish that's already been greased. Normally I would bake this at 350, but because we're cooking it in glass, we're going to lower our temperature to 325 degrees for about 30 minutes or until it's a nice, beautiful light brown and until it's set. You want it baked all the way through. So just that quickly, we've gotten our brownies together. Instead of brownies, we need to call them oranges, though, I think. So in it goes, and hopefully in 30 minutes, we're going to have a beautiful, light brown, perfectly set brownie. Now, while those are baking, let's come over here and make our cream cheese icing. And it's just a standard cream cheese icing that calls for 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. And we're going to put in 1/2 stick of softened butter. Next, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of orange zest. And you'll want to be careful when you're zesting your orange that you don't go very deeply into that skin, because if you go deep, it has a very, very bitter taste to it. All right, so in goes 2 tablespoons of the zest. To this, we're going to add 1 16-ounce box of powdered sugar. The powdered sugar will really break down as soon as we put our liquid in it. In that goes, I'm going to change my beaters around. Now I'm going to slowly add 2 tablespoons of fresh squeezed orange juice to give us the spreading consistency that we're going to need for this frosting. And of course, if you've done any baking at all, you'll know that a little liquid with powdered sugar goes a very, very long way. so you don't want to make it too thin. All right, so there we go. I think our consistency is perfect. As it sits here, it'll tighten up a little bit. There we go. I wish you kids were here so I could give you one of these beaters so you could lick a beater. But I'll do it for you. How's that? Oh, it's so good. When we come back, I'm going to pull that brownie out. We're going to frost it. And then I've got a... So glad that you came back with me. For those that have just popped in, we are having a great time in our kitchen today. Today is all about bacon, and I've got some orange brownies in the oven. It's time to take those out. And I'm going to just sit these down here on this end and let them cool, because if I put that cream cheese icing on them right now, it would just melt and just run everywhere. So while we're waiting on those to cool, let's get started on our cookie. Brownies have cooled off. They're cool enough for me to frost them now. So let's just put that wonderful cream cheese and orange frosting on top of our brownies. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, we just want to spread that evenly. Okay, so there we go. It looks beautiful. All right, let's cut into our brownies now. I'm so ready to taste these brownies. Gently lift out that first brownie. Doesn't that look good? And I think I'm going to throw a couple of kumquats on my plate. Oh, and we almost forgot our vegetables. A little mint. Let's give it a taste. Come on in here with me now. Get up close. Get up close so I can reach your mouth. Out of this world. When we come back,